I don't love this idea from a lot of people in the media that it's just, well, it's probably going to be a slaughter on Sunday. No. No, that to me is too fatalist. That's too cynical. This is the NFL, and this should be a game that and by the way, we've mentioned matchup reasons. There's some more path to victory here. That's where my head's at on Sunday. Go out there. Let's play them close, because if you play them close, you get a chance to win.
That's the thing, is I can find some avenues in my head where the Browns actually do end up winning this game. Do I think it's going to happen? No, but I can see the roadmaps, and I feel like for a lot of fans right now, you're just so down and out about this team, you can't even envision the idea that Joe Flacco, against a very good Green Bay defense, would be able to light it up, or be able to throw for 300 yards, or would be able to have a game that we've seen him have before. It's on the table, but you mix that with this Browns defense that has been the only defense right now I consider to be better than the Packers defense, and you're in business.
Yeah, one of the things, and this is going to feel like the softest defense of the Browns offense I could come up with, but I promise you there's some truth here. It doesn't take much to be better than what you've been offensively.
Well, that's kind of where some of my optimism is coming from, is the idea that the Packers' secret sauce is that defense, and it's like, well, all right, what are you going to do, hold us to 16 points?
Yeah.
Like the Bengals have done, like the Ravens did? Like, that's not, like, I'm expecting that almost, but the turnaround there is I actually think this is a great game for the Browns defense to really showcase what they can do against Jordan Love in that run game of Green Bay.
I don't think your offensive line is this bad. I think your run game gave you some hope coming off last week. I do think Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman can get open. You do have two different fail-safes in David Njoku and Harold Fannin. And I think if you tweak the calibrations on Joe Flacco the proper way, instead of just telling him what not to do, and basically calling a game that tries to take him out of the equation, I think the only thing you're taking out of equation is big damn plays. There's a lot of there's a lot of upside there. And again, I think the best they'll be with Joe Flacco, I think the best they'll be is functional. But you haven't been functional.
Well, and functional against what this Browns defense can offer up against the Packers can be good enough. Like, that's the difference here. It can be good enough. And so, I don't know. I'm taking a glass-half-full approach to this week. I just see some angles that could be taken advantage of here.
216-474-0092. Are you accepting the Browns' fate on Sunday? I don't hear it as much from fans, although there's not a lot of chest pounding. But there's just a tone in the way our brethren here have talked about it that kind of... Not to make a pun here with Green Bay in town, but cheesed me off a little bit. I would like to reiterate here, the Browns are 7.5-point home dogs on Sunday. That's the last point I saw it on FanDuel. Love you, FanDuel. Prince of Parlay.
Yeah, it has moved, because FanDuel is at 7.5, ESPN bet 7.5, but DraftKings 8.5, and so like some lines are still shopping in between.
We are going to get some of your reaction on this, though, 216-474-0092, because I'm not going to this game thinking the worst thing yet. It's still so early in the season, and the things that are why you lost bigly to Baltimore were self-inflicted. And those are things that you control in this game. But listen, on the offensive side, you mentioned the right tackle situation.
Yeah.
Tucker Kraft's going to be their leading receiver going into this game. He's banged up, and who knows if he's going to play. Even if he plays, who knows how great he can be in this. They're also missing Jaden Reed as well. So you're already down potentially two of their best pass catchers. Josh Jacobs has been good but not great this year. And Jordan Love has a little bit of that, I guess, boom or bust to him even now in his career, that if the front four can do their job on Sunday, that could be an equalizer that maybe brings out one or two of those turnovers that you need.
And I think they should. Obvious statement for 500, Alex, but Myles Garrett should be able to go up against and move all the way across that offensive line and be able to get after him at will. But you mentioned some things about the Ravens game that if it just doesn't happen, maybe it looks a little bit better than it did. How about you don't start two of their 4 second-half drives on the Cleveland's 5 and the Cleveland's 36?
Yep.
It's little things like that you, in many ways, the Browns just gave themselves no chance and shot themselves in the foot. And so if you just play a more proper game in that respect, you're going to be in a much better spot.
Do you think they can play a cleaner football game? I don't think you can play it uglier than you did last week.
And that's kind of the upside there, right? Is that was as ugly as it gets against one of the best teams in the entire league, and really up until starts of the fourth quarter, it was a 10-point game still. Like, again, the fourth quarter got away from you, and Baltimore had an added emphasis on trying to embarrass whatever team it was, whether it was the Browns or whether it was, the Toon Squad. They were going to go ahead and run up the score. But the point is, yes, the Browns can play a clean game. I know they can play a clean game. It starts with Flacco, but you gotta be able to pull that off if you have a chance against Green Bay.
I think people want to make it, it's this, it's that. Guys, it's all of it. You're not running the ball well enough. You're not blocking well enough. You're not catching the ball well enough. You're certainly not throwing the ball consistently well enough from Joe's side of things.
Please, before you get me to change my mind about this Packers game, can you stop talking?
Right?
You got one more for me?
And the head coach is trying to do something antithetical to what the quarterback's good at.
We're trying to have a positive Friday over here. I'm trying to get myself excited, we're jacked up, ready to go, and you're not helping here.
Let me spin it. I think I can pull the turn here. But all of those things are fixable. Right? That's the thing. Like, you don't have to have most of that go right. You just have to stop having everything go wrong on offense. I think it starts with a run game. I think if Quinshawn can be a bell cow back this week,
which stinks because Green Bay's run defense is phenomenal.
Yes, but
it's a bad week to try to start that conversation only because they are so good.
But Quinshawn and the offensive line, if all of them can have a B or better game, I think that's going to open up some things on offense for you. Because the number one thing is with Joe, and this is where I do give Joe the pass.
Okay.
You got to stop with these third and forevers. I mean, and you didn't have a lot of 3rd and 15s because of penalties, but you had some 3rd and 10s, right? Some 3rd and 8s. And that, when you put a no risky, no bisky quarterback in that, and then all of a sudden he's got to get on the move because he's not getting protected. That is the scenario where all of a sudden bad Joe Flacco shows up out of nowhere.
You're also really not getting many explosive plays either out of the run game, which is something that. So, I've been thinking a lot about the Chiefs lately because the Chiefs have everyone's like, oh, why are they struggling so much? And Mahomes is starting to throw the ball deep, but it's not translated the same way. And it's like, well, look at it for a second. Pacheco and Kareem Hunt have one 10-yard or longer run this entire season. They're not really doing anything. And then people are like, okay, well, all right, so yeah, so that makes sense. They have no run game. It's all right, well, how many 10-yard runs do the Browns have this year?
Yeah.
You got one. I looked it up. You got one.
Was it last week with Quinshawn?
Yeah, you got one. Exactly. Okay. And so it's funny how when you're trying to put the parameters on some of these players and some of the expectations, it's like we have, as of right now through 2 weeks, one of the worst run games in the NFL, and it should only get better with each passing week because Quinshawn's going to get more and more comfortable with this offense. He's going to be able to be more of himself and not the guy that had, 2 days of practice to try to fit in this team.
216-474-0092. So the question here is, do you see a path to victory or a path to competitiveness on Sunday? And that's one thing I want to reiterate again. I don't think being competitive on Sunday is a moral victory, right? Moral victory to me is a sliding scale based off what you're expected to do. The Browns are not expected to win a lot of games. Vegas said 5.5 wins. I guarantee you if we went to see the updated win total, I'm going to say they've shaved probably a win off that already, given that they're 0-2 and that they've got Green Bay this week. So there weren't high expectations for this team. Moral victories are crap when you're supposed to be a Super Bowl team like Green Bay. But being competitive is not a moral victory for this team. It's the goal. And then if you can be competitive enough, you hope you can build to winning. That's where we are. And so the moral victory stuff that I've heard today does kind of starts to get at me. It's like, guys, we shouldn't expect them to win until they win. Now let's just go be competitive.
I'm not asking for much. Here's what I'm asking for. I'm getting ready to have a second child on Monday. I'm hoping that on Sunday, as my wife is having us get the room together and have all the different baby stuff, and
she decides to push it to Tuesday for my birthday.
There's things I have to do and accomplish before Monday, okay? But when I have a Browns game on, I get a Peter Wynn pass of my own, where
nice.
I just get to focus in on the game. Hey, Daddy's at work. He's got to do some things, right? But sometimes my wife will look up and be like, hey, so this score, this is not a real football game. She knows just enough to know to look up at the screen and be like, this one's 41-14. There's nothing you're going to talk about that happens this moment on. I need help now. I need on Sunday to be able to have an entire game uninterrupted. I get to sit on my couch and not have to worry about anything, okay? And if she looks up at the screen and it's 41-14 and I got no argument against it, I lose in that scenario.
It sounds like...
Get me competitive. Give me competitive, Browns.
It might sound Like I'm trying to translate this here. It sounds like you're a little afraid of a woman that's 9 months pregnant.
As I should be. As I rightly should be.
Yes, you should.
Because really, when this stage, she gets anything she wants.
Yep.
Like she says jump, I have to say how high. She says she wants to me to go get some ice cream for her. Guess who's going to get some ice cream for her, right?
Certainly not for
the
yourself.
only window I have, Nick, is if the Browns are on. But she's learned the Browns aren't competitive. I got no retort. I got no response. Browns got to make this game competitive. Come on.